The heaviest wet season for 10 years has turned the roads into slush trails, but the big tyres are able to keep moving. The local residents of Cohen think the river of Wenlock will be the Leyland's downfall. 8 months since the track has carried traffic. The heaviest wet season for 10 years is only just ending. None of the party knows just what may lay ahead. The Archer River, first of many crossings, is easy.
The vehicles have been especially prepared for the expedition, with water tanks under the mudguards of one Land Rover and under the tray of the other. Using the narrow spare wheel, we carry on up the track while the rubber hardens on the big tyre.
The effects of the savage wet season are being felt. Even the big tyres may be stopped. Made it. Now for the other one. My vehicle has churned the mud up so much, it leaves little hope of the heavier one getting through. So far, about 100 miles have been covered. Is the rest of the track going to be like this?
Cape York Peninsula is crisscrossed with hundreds of rivers, normally dry at this time of year, but the abundant wet season turns even the most humble creek into a formidable crossing. Before crossing the Wenlock River, the fan belts are removed to stop the blades drenching the motor as the river deepens. It's deep, but surprisingly not too deep. Soon the Wenlock is behind. Now the biggest obstacle ahead is the Jardine River, 200 miles away.
Inches. On occasions, the water-worn gullies run for a quarter of a mile. With creek crossings and washed-out trenches occurring as regularly as mileposts, it is essential to bush bash until the road improves. Take all day to do a proper job, so Mel decides to give it a go.
Mike hits the bank a bit harder and nearly makes it, but something has broken.
All the teeth gone off, is it?
This is more serious than a flat tyre. 7 teeth are stripped from the differential crown wheel.
The approach finally repaired, the vehicles move on again. Even though the riverbed is rough, at least the water is shallow. At times, rougher techniques are more effective.
Wet this fan belt off now, Mel.
That should stop a bit of the water getting in. Yeah, righto. Get that off and plug up the distributor a bit. Put the sheet over the front, she should be right.
To support the vehicle's weight, and even the wide tyres dig straight in. Now we'll try the winch. Luckily, the electric winch works underwater, and the motor doesn't even need to be running, provided the battery can take it.
Finally, all is set, and the experiment begins. So far is inside the cabin, but has the door open in case a strong current turns the vehicle over. So far that rope is holding, but now for the deep part.
Jardine is an oil change for the car and a fast trip north. The last 50 miles are relatively easy, and soon the northern extremity of the Australian mainland is just ahead. 500 miles of water-torn track are behind. All that remains are the last few yards.